You've always lacked ambition, Scarlett, my dad said, his voice slicing through the dinner table chatter. Not everyone's built for the big league's ends. That's okay, but leave the heavy lifting to someone like your brother. I gently placed my fork down, my hands trembling beneath the table. And yet, Dad, I replied evenly, locking eyes with him, aside from you, my unambitious self is the only other person at this table with a track record that actually proves something. My brother smirked that same smug, dismissive grin I'd grown up resenting. My name's Scarlett Greer. I'm 32 now, but back when all of this started, I was just the forgotten middle child in a family where success was measured by flash and social kurauto. My father, Richard Greer, had built one of the most renowned real estate empires in Chicago. My older brother, Benjamin, was his pride and joy, the golden boy, destined to inherit everything despite his recklessness. My younger sister, Olivia, she was the pampered darling of the family, more invested in brunch reservations and influencer deals than in anything resembling responsibility. And then there was me, quiet, dependable, and to them, utterly forgettable. The rest of that dinner drifted by in a blur of noise. I wasn't included in. Benjamin boasted about a new property he'd supposedly closed, though I'd overheard murmurs at our last company event suggesting the deal was full of problems. Dad smiled like it was gospel, prompting Benjamin with more questions to keep the spotlight firmly on him. Olivia chimed in here and there, tossing in a few tailies from her social escapades. I sat in silence, pushing food around my plate, wondering why I kept coming to these dinners at all. When I was younger, I really tried. I graduated near the top of my class, took every internship I could get, convinced that hard work would make them notice, but no matter what I did, it was never enough. You're too quiet, my dad would say. You don't have the killer instinct for this business. It didn't matter that I outperformed most of my peers or had forward-thinking ideas for the companies already decided who I was. The turning point came a few years back. Not that they noticed. I was sitting in one of our company's weekly strategy meetings of performance, really where Dad and Benjamin talked while everyone else nodded. That day, I brought a proposal thorough plan to convert a failing property into a profitable residential complex. I'd spent weeks researching, crunching numbers, and preparing the pitch. When I finally began speaking, I barely got 2 sentences in before Benjamin cut in. That location's a lost cause, he said with a wave of dismissal. We've already sunk too much into it. Let's move on. But I found a way. My father raised his hand, silencing me. If Benjamin says it's not worth it, it's not worth it. Next item. I sat there, cheeks burning, my plan tossed aside like garbage. They didn't even pretend to care. That night, I made up my mind. If they didn't want to hear me out in their empire, I'd create one of my own. I didn't quit the family business outright. That would have drawn attention. I began small, quietly. My first investment was a run-down duplex on the city's edge, cheap, forgotten, but I saw something in it. I painted walls, swapped fixtures, and taught myself every gritty detail of property management. When I sold it a year later, the profit wasn't huge, but it was mine. And it was just the beginning. Over time, I scouted undervalued properties across Chicago. I partnered with Sophia Tran, a sharp, experienced investor I'd met through a mutual friend. She was everything I needed in a business partner. Smart, fearless, and just as determined to prove people wrong. We built slowly one property at a time. By the time I hit 30, our portfolio spanned residential buildings, boutique office spaces, and even high-value retail locations. We ran our operation under a name no one in my family would recognize, TR and Partners. And with every win, I became one of my father's fiercest, most silent competitors. And the best part, they had no idea. While they were clinging to their crumbling empire, I was buying up what they considered dead weight and turning it into gold. Every success felt like a quiet triumph, a private reminder that I was more than just their afterthought. One evening, while I was deep in financial reports, Sophia entered holding 2 coffees. "You've been at it all day," she said, setting one in front of me. "Take a break, Scarlett. Even machines have limits." I smiled, taking a sip. I can't help it. Every time the numbers climb, I start thinking about the next move. "There's this office building near the Loop. Let me guess," she said, settling into the seat across from me. "It's undervalued, ignored, and you already know how to turn it into a cash cow." "Exactly," I laughed. "It's the kind of property Dad and Benjamin would scoff at, which makes it perfect." Sophia leaned in, resting her elbows on the table. "Don't you think it's just a matter of time before they figure out who's behind TR and Partners?" "Maybe," I said with a shrug. "But by the time they do, it'll be too late. We're not just surviving, we're thriving. And honestly, I don't even care if they find out anymore. I've learned to live without their approval." Sophia studied me, her gaze steady. "You're not doing this for their approval. You're doing it for you. But if they ever do figure it out, well, I wouldn't mind being in the room when it happens." I chuckled. "You're right. This," I lifted my coffee, "in a toast, is for me to building something incredible," she said. We clinked cups, a renewed sense of fire burning in my chest. At every family event, my dad and Benjamin never missed a chance to remind me of my supposed uselessness. "Scarlett, when's the last time you even stepped in the office?" Dad would say, shaking his head. Benjamin would always pile on, "For someone with shares, you sure stay invisible. Not that anyone notices." They thought they were being clever. They didn't realize I'd distanced myself on purpose from their toxicity. From the years of being sidelined, I only showed up when necessary. Shareholder meetings, obligatory gatherings. To them, my absence was more evidence of my error. To me, it was freedom. From the beginning, Sophia was the public face of TR and Partners. It was a calculated choice. She did interviews, handled investors, negotiated deals. I worked from the shadows, strategy, analytics, direction. It wasn't that I was hiding. I just knew where I thrived. And Sophia, she was unmatched in front of a crowd. To the world, TR and Partners was Sophia's brainchild, a rising firm, led by a fearless woman with an eye for overlooked gems. No one suspected I was the architect behind every success. My name didn't appear on the website. My face wasn't in any reports. Not even my father or Benjamin suspected a thing. To them, we were just another minor competitor on the outskirts. They'd never think to look closer, but I knew the truth couldn't stay hidden forever. The industry gala was the kind of event my dad and Benjamin live for now. Power moves, showing off. I wasn't planning to go, but Sophia had other ideas. You've earned this, she said, tossing an elegant black dress onto my couch. Come on. It'll be fun watching them squirm once they realize how far we've come. Reluctantly, I agreed. The ballroom was pure extravagance. Cristal chandelier flowing champagne, polished smiles. As expected, my dad and Benjamin were front and center, basking in their usual arrogance. Well, Benjamin sneered when he saw me. Look who showed up. These events are for people who actually contribute. Be nice, Dad muttered. But he barely acknowledged me adjusting his tie. Just don't embarrass us. I didn't respond. I joined Sophia and our team at a table in the back, hidden from their view. As the evening unfolded, award after award came and Greer Enterprises won nothing. I watched their frustration grow with every announcement. Then came the final award. And the winner for Innovation and Excellence in Real Estate, TR and Partners. My heart skipped. Applause echoed. Sophia beamed as she walked to the stage, while my father and brother stared, dumbfounded. Sophia took the mic, poised and powerful. This moment isn't just about me, she said. It's about someone who's worked behind the scenes tirelessly. Someone whose mind and heart built this company from the ground up. She looked straight at me, her voice soft but resonant. Many of you don't know her, but you should. She's the strategist behind every success we've had. She is my partner, Scarlett Greer. Silence swept the room, then gasps, then murmurs, then applause. My father's and Benjamin's faces twisted into confusion and something else. Maybe. Sophia's words kept coming, each one breaking the wall I'd built inside. Scarlett is the kind of leader who lets her work speak for her. She sees possibilities where others see failure. Her brilliance has reshaped this industry. Then she turned to me, holding out her hand. Scarlett, come join me. For a second, I couldn't move, but then I saw her smile, the pride in her eyes. I stood and walked to the stage, every step steadying my breath. She placed the award in my hands. This is Scarlett Greer, Sophia said proudly, and if you haven't heard of her yet, trust me, you will. I stepped to the mic. Thank you, I began. This wasn't expected, but it means the world. We built this company by betting on what others ignored: properties, ideas, ourselves, and tonight proves those risks were worth it. I paused, let a small smile curl at my lips. And to those who doubted us, thank you. To your doubt fueled our drive. Applause thundered, but my eyes sought only to faces, Dad's and Benjamin's. They were stunned, speechless. For the first time in my life, I didn't need their approval. I had my own